Hi, my name is Rodney Apple. I'm the founder and managing partner of SCM Talent Group. We recently filled a president search for a multi-billion-dollar wholesale distributor of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning products. The founders are third-generation owners. Their grandfather started the company decades ago. It's grown to multi-billion dollars in revenue. It's a co-op model, so they have a shared services functions where they have distribution centers, information technology, marketing, advertising, and other corporate functions that support the various co-op or individually owned entities across the country. What's unique about this particular search is that this is the first time they've had to go outside, and the owners didn't quite have a solid understanding of the type of profile, experience, characteristics, etc., that they would need to go after that would be a successful hire. So we had to put on our advisory caps and really coach them early on. What should they be thinking about in terms of core competencies? Where should we focus our sourcing efforts? Clearly, we can go right into their direct competitors. We're going to run into some non-compete issues if we do. We could also go into best-in-class wholesale distributors, so they could apply the best practices from a leading wholesale distributor. They would just have to learn, the nuances of the product line and so forth. So as far as the sourcing side of this project, we approached it with the three different categories of companies: direct competitors that sell similar products B2B. Then we went into the best-in-class wholesale distributors, and then finally went into the OEM side. So similar products, but not really wholesale distributors, but they did their own distribution. They have their own distribution centers and warehouses getting product to the end customer. So those were the three pillars from the sourcing strategy perspective. What we found with direct competitors is just ran into non-compete issues. So we expanded over into the manufacturing side, the OEM side, and we just felt like it wasn't pure play wholesale distribution. So we kind of scratched that one off the list early on. And then we started focusing in on a larger company segment where we had greater success, looking at companies that are household names at wholesale distribution that have best practices. So we lasered in on a candidate who had been a COO at a smaller company most recently, but prior to that had spent 20-some years working in one of the premium wholesale distributors. And while he didn't have the product knowledge with HVAC, he certainly had everything else in spades. And the biggest thing this candidate had on top of the core competencies, working for a small company, working for a large player in wholesale distribution, just incredible leadership attributes, very passionate about leading and developing teams. And it was just a home run hit. When he went out to interview in person with the team, they put him through the ringer, at least 12 different interviews. And when they went to do the debrief, it was a unanimous decision. Everyone proudly proclaimed that if we don't hire this guy, it's going to be a great mistake. So they made the hire. We coached along the lines of compensation, making sure we had the right package. We had to make some adjustments there to land this individual. But in the end, it was a very successful hire. And as we checked in with the client and the candidate periodically, we've heard it was a tremendous success and the best hire that they've made and for the most critical position that they've ever had to hire for. All in all, it was a very successful search. Again, the client is very happy. The candidate we placed is extremely happy. Plus, he was able to get back to an area of the country where he has family ties. So it was a huge win-win. And we're just grateful to have the opportunity, and I would add the trust and confidence to identify a candidate for a family-owned business, third generation. He's really the fourth leader in 50-plus years that's going to take over the reins of the company. Our client trusted us to do it. We have done this before for a separate entity, for another president search, and even a third entity where we helped with the VP of operations search. And each position had its own challenges. They were each unique. Even though both presidents have the same title, it was still a different kind of play. So we appreciate the trust in filling this one. And if you have any related needs, we'd be happy to assist. Just give us a call or visit us online at scmtalent.com.